I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. We are light. We are light. And I am light. I am light. We are light. We are light. I am not mistakes that I have made, or any other thing that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. No, I am light. And I am light. Yes, I am light. Oh, I am light.
Well, good morning, Unity, and welcome. My name is Reverend John Riley. I have the joy of serving as your senior minister, and I'd like to welcome you to Unity Palo Alto Sunday service. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Unity is a global spiritual movement. We are welcoming and inclusive, welcoming people from all walks of life and all backgrounds. And we teach positive, practical spiritual principles that you can apply in your life every day to help you live a more joyful and abundant life. Thank you all for being a part of our Sunday experience. And whether you're here in the sanctuary, watching online, or watching during the week, know that you are in the right place at the right time right now. Yes? Because God is right where you are at. We are so blessed this morning to have Lisa Whitfield as our platform leader. Travis is on drums this morning. Russell Norman on piano. And Deborah Winters as our soloist. And so I will invite you all to stand as Deborah leads us in our two songs this morning.
I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Here we go, yeah. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Oh, joy, joy, joy. Yes, joy, joy, joy. Here we go. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, everything I do is infused with peace. Yes, peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, everything I do gives me more love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, His love. And go one more time. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, His love. Woo! Now let's really take these words in. For real. I am a gift, no matter what age, no matter how I look, there's beauty in each stage. Yes, I am a gift, and I promise every day, when I look in the mirror, I'll say, I am a gift. I am a gift, no matter what age, no matter how I look, there's beauty in each stage. Yes, I am a gift, and I promise every day, when I look in the mirror, I'll say, I am a gift. Yes, I am a gift. Oh, I am a gift.
Clapping now, people, clapping. This is the part where we clap. Good morning, Unity Palo Alto. I am Lisa Whitfield, platform assistant here at the fantastic UPA. It's great to see everybody here in the sanctuary. Welcome to everybody watching online right now or through the week. As the Rev said, we are not walking this spiritual journey alone. We are going together with people from all over the world, but we have a map. And it is our 5 unity principles, starting with God is. There is only one power and one presence active in the universe and in our lives, God, the good, omnipotence. How many powers was that? 2? Was it 2 powers? Do we need 2 powers? How many powers? 1 power. We don't need no second power.
Oh, she meant that kind of power.
Oh, this power. Okay. Yes. We can use the second principle, which is, glad you mentioned it, I am. God is the substance and intelligence innate in every person and in all creation. We are not separate from that. We are it. Our third principle is the law of mind action, which means thoughts in mind produce after their kind. We have the power to affect our world with the way we show up in the world, the stories that we're telling, and how that manifests when we go forward in our day. Our fourth principle is meditation and affirmative prayer. It is through meditation and affirmative prayer that we are able to connect with that creative, constructive power of God to live in, through, and as us. And our fifth principle, and what I like to call the secret sauce of unity, daily practice. None of the other principles, you're not really going to get the most out of the deal here unless you do daily practice, because it's when we put these principles together that we express more of the divine within us and life will get better. I had an example of this week, and if you do daily practice, you will start to notice, oh, I had a unity moment today. Awesome. It's working. Right? I had a colleague, she was about ready to send an email to somebody that she was really angry and frustrated with. And she asked for my help. She said, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. What do you think? It's important to get the invitation before we fix, right? Okay, so I had the invitation, yay! And I was able to be a calm and compassionate presence, channeling everything I've learned at Unity. And afterwards she said, wow, thanks, that really helped. I think I really did the right thing. And I didn't send that angry email, and I think that was what was needed. And I said, yeah, you know what? That's my Unity training. So that was just an awesome moment of many that you'll have if you practice the 5 principles every day. So when we do that as a community, it helps us to live out our vision statement. And I'm going to invite you to affirm it with me. Together, centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And so it is.
The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck in a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and I grin and say, oh, the sun'll come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow, come what may. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away.
Woo, yeah, sure, we can do that. We can do that. And now our reading from the Daily Word. Today's daily word is prosperity. I'm going to read the affirmation and then I'll invite you to affirm it with me. I focus on the goodness of God and know prosperity. Together, I focus on the goodness of God and know prosperity. Sometimes I may worry, wondering if I will have enough of what I need. If thoughts of lack or limitation arise, I lift my thoughts from the things of the world to the truth of God. I focus my mind on the richness of divine life within me. I feel calm and assured as I remember I live in an abundant universe and am heir to everything God is. Even when my worldly fortunes shift, I am abundant in spirit. As I align my thinking with divine mind in prayer, I become receptive to divine ideas that prosper me. I claim prosperity and feel empowered as I do. My prosperity stems from my oneness with God. I count my blessings, feel grateful, and trust with understanding faith I have enough. This is from Psalm chapter 36, verse 8. They feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights.
When I walk through deep waters, I know that you will be with me. When I'm standing in the fire, I will not be overcome. Through the valley of the shadow, I will not fear, see your light inside me. The dark of night will not overtake me, and I will find myself in you. Oh, you fight my every battle, and in your wisdom I will hear that I am not alone. No, I am not alone, and you will go before me. Oh, you will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. You amaze me. You see me, and you call me as your own. You amaze me, and you see me, and you call me as your own. You amaze me, and you see me, and you call me as your own. You're my strength. You're my defender. You're my refuge in the storm. Though through these trials, you've always been faithful. You bring healing to my soul. And I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone. No, I am not alone. And you will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone.
Good morning, Unity Palo Alto. And welcome. Well, what a joyful experience this is this morning, yes? Last month, I was talking about coming together as a spiritual community. And the idea of coming together as a community to help one another, to help us grow spiritually, to help us grow in our understanding and our deepening our experience of Spirit, of God, of isness, of ultimate reality, of allness, whatever word you want to put in it, this idea of us being one with the universe, deepening that experience together. Because when we come together, we are able to support one another on this spiritual journey. Yes? Yes. Wow, this is great. You guys all know the answers. As we come together, we're really learning to express this in community and the things that we do from that deep inner knowing, of Spirit. So we're here to spiritually grow, to deepen our experience, and to express it from that deep inner knowing. Well, I watched last week's talk with Dr. Fred Luskin, and I was relieved because he mentioned, we know nothing. Of all the knowledge in the universe, we know an itty-bitty piece of it. And boy, doesn't that relieve you a little bit? Doesn't that lift the weight that you don't have to know everything? It sure helps me a lot, so see ya. Now, excuse me, I know that there are some physicists in our audience, and I've asked the physicists to explain gravity to me, because I know very little about it. I'm sure they'll roll their eyes and then give me that pedestrian example so that I can understand it. Yes, so there are people who know some stuff. Have you noticed that? And the great thing is about knowing that stuff is that we can create beautiful things. We've created some wonderful things in the world because we knew about gravity. We learned about those principles and those laws, and we started to apply them in our life. Has anybody experienced that? Yeah, we've experienced that. We've created wonderful things. We've also created some pretty horrible things. And so when we have this knowledge, it is upon us to use it for a better purpose, I believe. I think our purpose, as we are here as individuals, is to grow in spiritual understanding, to deepen our experience of spirit. And I believe that's what the master teacher meant when he said, seek first the kingdom of God. Seek first that experience of spirit in your life. Seek first to know it, to be it, to experience it, to deepen our experience of that kingdom, of that idea, of that infinite intelligence, of that infinite love, that harmonizing energy. Seek to experience that. So we grow in spiritual understanding, we deepen our experience of it, and then we express ourselves from this deep inner knowing in all that we do. So we bring that to all that we're doing in life so that we are a beneficial presence. So that we're doing things that help people and that inspire others to do things that help people. Over the last year and a half, I've been studying a model of ministry called integral-centered ministry, and it's based on Ken Wilber's integral theory. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay. I'm going to break it down in very easy-to-understand terms because that's about as much as I understand at this point. You can talk and learn about something, and Ken Wilber has been studying this and doing the research for a lifetime. So to expect to know everything that he knows or understands is not realistic, yeah? Because we know nothing. So this idea, he breaks it down into 4 quadrants as a model for evolution, for the growth of our consciousness, for how people evolve and how culture evolves. And this is based on the studies that have been done by people in the past through spiral dynamics and other anthropologists who look at history and see how did we evolve to where we are today and what was the path and the pattern. And so Ken Wilber came up with this idea of this 4 quadrants: wake up, grow up, clean up, show up. Now I know just those words are going to get some of you on edge. It's not a command, but it's how we move through a growth experience. We first have an awakening experience. We wake up to something. We wake up to an idea, an aha moment. We have that or some deep spiritual experience. And then we grow up. We learn about it. We have an intellectual understanding so we can be more effective in the world. We have to clean up some things, and then we have to show up. So in the next 4 weeks, I'm going to dive into this model, and in a way that I hope is inspiring, because this idea of waking up, we have to do all 4 of them. And all 4 of them occur within us, whether we like it or not, to one extent or another. And the more proficient we are, skillful we are at each one of them, the better the world is. I think this idea of waking up is that spiritual experience. There's so many people in the world who have had some form of spiritual experience. And you may have had one. You may have had an experience where you feel uplifted, where you feel like you're one with the world in the moment, or you feel like you're one with the deity of your choice, or you have that experience of, oh, I've got this. That's that spiritual experience that we have. But if we don't have the spiritual intelligence to go along with it, then we're out of balance. So we need to have all of these things in balance so that we can grow effectively, so that we can evolve in a pleasant manner. I think we can all relate to the idea that where we know somebody who had a spiritual experience, but not the intelligence to talk about it, or not the spiritual intelligence, rather, to discern, well, this is one way to get there, where they become, this is the only way the only path. Anybody know any of those people? Yeah, any of us, those people? Absolutely. Because we have this idea, this is how I got here. Gosh, don't you want to get to where I'm at? It's wonderful, it's beautiful, but there's only one way, and you have to do it my way, and you have to do it in this fashion. And that's where our wars are coming from in the world. There's, throughout history, religious wars around this idea of my way or the highway. And so the spiritual intelligence allows us to see another point of view and to see what works for me and to transcend what doesn't work for me. And this is how culture evolves. And culture evolves because people evolve. And people evolve, we all evolve because our consciousness is growing. Our consciousness is changing. Has anyone noticed that there is change in the world? Yeah, it's changed. The pandemic didn't do it, it just accelerated it. Things are shifting. I see it in the perspectives of my kids, my teenage kids. Their perspectives are a lot different than my perspective was when I was that age. I see it in the way people go about their business, the way people go to church. Across the country, church is in decline. And that's been this case since the end of World War II. We didn't know that because there were still a lot of people there, but it had been in decline since then, and now it's even more in decline. Why? Because the culture is changing away from the pastor-centric or the personality-centric church. All those wonderful mega churches that have a powerful spiritual leader, and then they fall apart when the spiritual leader falls apart. And guess what? We all fall apart. It's just part of being human. And so when we move away from that personality base into the purpose base, into our purpose, then we can experience a greater sense of that understanding. So that purpose, again, to grow in spiritual understanding, to deepen our experience of spirit, and to express ourselves from that place. So would your life be better if you were expressing it from a deeper sense of love? Yes. Would your life be better if you had a greater sense of kindness and compassion? Yes. Yeah, and would your life be better if all those other knuckleheads were doing the same thing? Unfortunately, I don't have any control over all those other knuckleheads. Just this knucklehead. So I've got to focus on me to show up in the way I think I need to show up, in the way that is helpful in a way. So when we wake up, when we start to wake up to these ideas, there is an experience within us. We sense it. And sometimes you'll know somebody who have had this great awakening and said, here I am. I've done it. I've evolved. What's the word? I had my awakening. What's another word for awakening? My epiphany, my aha moment, revelation, my transformation. I'm a new person. At least until next Tuesday. We have these experiences, and they're real, and they're genuine, and they're wonderful. And then we get out of them, and we say, life goes on, and sooner or later it's like, oh, man, how can I get back to the way I was? Why can't I have that wonderful experience again? Why can't I always be at that wonderful experience? Because that state of consciousness that we had there, we found ourselves in. And we may have done some practices to get there. That's how I figured out some practices, is all of a sudden I found myself there. Well, what did I just do? And how did I do it? Because I've been meditating for a long time. But all of a sudden, oh my gosh, this has been fantastic. I got this wonderful experience. And that experience is this idea of being that greater expression of who we already are. Being that greater expression of that, what I like to call your authentic self. In Unity, we might call it your Christ self, your higher consciousness, your better self. That part of you that knows that is that in oneness with God already. It's already there. It's just now I can recognize it and realize it. And I've had that experience of allowing it to be. And so for me, there is the experience of awe. Have you ever had that experience of awe? Like if you went to Yosemite and you walk out and there's this amazing view and we have this experience of awe, that's a spiritual experience. And maybe out of a meditation when you come out of it and just feel present and uplifted. Have a sense of wonder in the world. Have a sense of deep gratitude for the world, for this experience. And to feel humble in it. To feel like, I'm very humble in it. And that's something that I heard in last week's talk as well. One of the key factors is humility and feeling humble. Now, in Unity, we talk about ourselves in another way also. There's humble and there's what? Christ consciousness, powerful. Well, those are aspects of our thinking about it. We're humble, but we're also powerful. And proud is an interpretation of it. So we are both, in Unity we talk about this, we all have this idea, this Christ consciousness, right? That's a pretty powerful thing, yeah? Eric Butterworth used to talk about this as releasing your inner splendor. You're powerful beyond measure. For God is in you like the ocean is in the wave. You're never separate from this awesome power, this infinite intelligence, this divine love. You're not separate from it. You're it. That's pretty powerful, yeah? And at the same time, we need to be humble. So this idea of being both humble and powerful seems at odds at times, doesn't it? That's where we start thinking about, that person's conceited. There's pride. He should really be humble. Because we're looking at it from the standpoint of our ego. So I love the way Ken Wilber talked about this. Because he talked about this when any discussion around the ultimate good, the ultimate ground of being, any discussion about being one with something, any discussion in any religion about this idea of our union with the divine, there is inherent within it a paradox. Because we are both human and divine. We're both. It's a both and. And so you have this paradox which seems to be at odds with each other. But the paradox says that they're both true. And so this polarity called humble and powerful exists within us. Humble, we need to be humble from ego perspective, that human side of us. And we've talked a lot about this. When ego drives the bus, what happens in our life? We roll over the cliff. Right? When we let go of that ego and allow our spirit our higher self to guide us, things turn out a lot better. Situations around us may still be the same, but we respond to them better. Right? Challenges may still happen, but we are more present to what is, rather than ego driving the bus and driving us over a cliff. So yes, our ego, that aspect of us, needs to be humble, needs to be in service to that divine essence within us, that power within us. And so that's how that polarity works within us. We are both. And there are times when we get prideful, we get, what were some of those other words? Conceited, arrogant. I don't know any of these words, obviously. Judgmental. Cocky, yes. Okay, so yes, I do know all of those words. There are times when we get there. And if we just take a moment to notice that, then we can shift away from that. We can get a little more humble in our ego and allow that divine power to come up within us. And that's what spiritual practice is really about. It's about giving our ego instructions. Because ego doesn't know what to do. Left alone to its own devices, look at the world that we have around us. If we all came, I'll ask the question again, if we came from the experience of that deep inner love, would our life be better? Yes. So less ego. I love how Fred talked about it last week. Your partner doesn't need to know your opinions every moment of the day. So I'm practicing that. Thank you very much. But here's 20 minutes of my opinions. And at the same time, we can express and experience and come from that place of inner love and inner peace and inner joy. So all of our spiritual practices really are about taming the ego, about giving the ego instructions. My opinion is we don't kill the ego because the ego is part of who we are. That's a part of us. If we're separating that, then we're cutting off a part of who we are, and we are spiritually whole. So if we own all of it, my ego included, then I can give my ego instructions on how to be a better ego, how to live in service to my higher consciousness, and allow that to be who I've come here to be. There are 3 or 4 steps or 3 or 4 practices that I'd like to share with you. The first one is faith. Now, I heard Fred last week talk about the common understanding of faith. And that's just like, well, I hope it all turns out. I have faith. I'm not going to do anything because everything out there is going to just turn out. All those knuckleheads are going to figure it out. Or there's some greater power that's going to act on my behalf. I'm just going to be over here sipping my water. Go ahead. Evolve. So, Charles Fillmore, one of the co-founders of the Unity Movement, in the late 1800s, the early 1900s, created a book called The Revealing Word, and where he defined metaphysical interpretations of various words. And blind faith he clearly defines as, it's instructive, it's a trust in something, a trust in a higher power other than ourselves. But blind faith does not understand the principles of being. Right? It's just, oh yeah, someone else has to deal with that. That's ego saying, yep, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to evolve. I don't have to grow. This is all their fault, their problem. So blind faith is that idea of just thinking, oh yeah, everything's going to work out. But in Unity, what we teach is an active faith. And not too many people understand what an active faith is. Faith is more than a belief. A belief is a part of it, but a belief is an intellectual component of it, the conscious beliefs that we have. We also have subconscious beliefs. And that's not part of that's a component of faith as well, but there's a deep inner knowing of wisdom that comes with spiritual faith. And when we come from that, when we give ego a break and come from that perspective of divine love and infinite intelligence, and we move our feet, faith propels us forward. Faith is not sitting around waiting. Faith moves us forward in the direction that we're guided to move through our intelligence, through our wisdom, through our feelings, our gut feelings, and then moving as we need to. If this didn't work out, I can move over here. But we're doing that because we are propelled by that deep inner knowing of spirit. So cultivating faith comes with a confident mindset. I've had so many people, I've talked to people. I had a student a few years ago. We were teaching Lessons in Truth, I think it was, and which is one of the Unity textbooks, and we were diving into our spiritual intelligence, right? Where we're getting an intellectual understanding of it. That's that growing up component, but we weren't really applying it in our life. And she kept trying and trying to figure out, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to get this experience of God, to allow this consciousness, this Christ consciousness to come up? And I said, there's nothing you need to do except for spiritual practice. There's nothing you need to do except allowing it to come forward, allowing it to be. And so at one point, she came to me and says, oh, wait a minute. I don't need to become the Christ. I don't need to become my authentic self. I am my authentic self. Yes. So what does that authentic self look like for you? What values and attributes of being does that authentic self express through you? It might be love, it might be compassion, it might be courage, it might be faith, it might be zeal, it might be enthusiasm, It might be all of these different attributes, but how do they really show up in your life? So if you think about one of those attributes of beingness, and think, okay, I'm going to be loved today. What does that mean? How does that show up in your life, in your work, at the gas station? I don't go to gas stations. I have an electric car. That's not true. I do have a gas car. I do go to gas stations. I make my son go to gas stations. He's got to buy it. He's driving the car. Anyway, back to my story. So what does that look like? So on Wednesday, I'm teaching a class, Who Have You Come Here to Be? It is based on this book, or this is a companion book. It's not required, but it is available in the bookstore. Who have you come here to be? 101 possibilities for contemplation. So let's pick one. I've come here to be blessed. You are a blessing on this earth. When you offer blessings to others, you too are blessed. When someone or something in your life seems like an enemy to you, bless it. And it will open to the blessings it has for you. It has come here to serve you. And our affirmation, there is no power which can take away any blessings. I bless all the people, things, and circumstances in my life, and they bless me. I am blessed, and I am a blessing to others. There's an example of beingness. Now, there's a spiritual practice when something is going awry to bless someone else. And bless just means to confer good, to confer love onto somebody. You don't have to do it in person. You don't have to write them a love letter. This isn't high school. This is living together and sending that energy that of loving and blessing and holding someone in that space. So there's a practice. There's a practice for you of understanding that confident mindset. Another practice, be the observer, be the witness of your own thoughts. Now, this is a trip when you start to think about it. It's like you're sitting there thinking and you're doing stuff, and then all of a sudden you have this idea, what am I actually doing? What am I actually thinking? And you can observe yourself doing it. And when you start to become the observer, you start to realize, oh my gosh, look what ego's doing today. So know that part of you can be witnessed by you. And as you witness it and observe it, you have the opportunity to shift. One of our core practices, here's number 3, in case you're writing it down, meditation and affirmative prayer. Now, prayer and unity and meditation really go hand in hand. Meditation gets you into that mindset, gets you into that space of being still, giving ego the instructions to be still so that we can sink into that experience of spirit, so that we can sink into that stillness within us. And from that place of power, from that place of your Christ consciousness, unfold. That's your affirmative prayer. Affirm the truth, like we affirmed from that book. I am a blessing. I am blessed. And that has amazing power within you. I have to give a shout out to Christine, who was our platform leader last week, for the authenticity and just the candor of saying, I've been in unity for 30 years. And just in the last 6 years, I realized I started practicing meditation and affirmative prayer, and life changed. 30 years of spiritual intelligence trying to figure it out, 6 years of practice, and life changed. You see, it's the practice, what Lisa calls the secret sauce. Although it's not a secret, we don't have it locked away, we tell you, it's the practice. Putting spiritual practice into action changes your life. It changes it. It lifts us up. I had the same experience a couple of months ago. I was feeling out of sorts. I was frustrated. I was anxious. I was stressed. I was caught up in all of the talk of the world. I was caught up in all of the talk of, our spiritual center. Are we okay? Are we going down the drain? I was caught up in it all. What do I need to do? And then I finally got the answer. I'm just like, dude, just go back to your practice. I go, oh, okay. So I started my practice, my forgiveness practice. Every time somebody came up that I put outside of my heart, I forgave them and I blessed them. and I sent them love. I didn't necessarily want to hang out with them, but I sent them the energy of kindness and compassion. I started doing my inner witness. It's like, oh, there I am again. Here comes my shadow. Here comes my ego. I can bless myself and let it go and give myself self-compassion. So I was doing this for a few weeks, and all of a sudden I found myself, oh, I'm here. I found myself there. And it's like, oh, and then I started recognizing, yes, awe as I walk around the campus and all the beauty and all the wonder in the trees and the leaves and just the wonderful experience of being with people out in the street and down in California Ave or something like that, and just feeling the presence and walking through it and being aware of it, being conscious of it. I found myself there. There's nothing I needed to do except to give my ego instructions to say, do spiritual practice. Go back to your meditation. Go back to your forgiveness. Go back to your blessings. Go back to gratitude, right? Grateful in the morning. Every morning I woke up, my gratitude practice is to be grateful when I wake up for the day ahead, for the moment. Because when you are really experiencing gratitude, true gratitude, your life changes. And then I'm greeting the day with that, and I found myself there. So that's waking up confident. When the one biggest roadblock that you will have is when you say, oh, I've got to do this. How do I do it? I don't know how to do it. That unconfident feeling will be your greatest roadblock to spiritual awakening. Just that idea of, okay, I did it once, and how do I get back there? I'm not there. What that law of mind action, what am I saying to the universe? I'm not there. I'm not ready. And so I'm not going to experience it. My mindset has turned to, I'm not there. Instead of, oh, I was there. I am still there. And the more I practice, the more I will get proficient at it. One of the things that I love about Ken Wilber is he talks about this awakening, this waking up process, this realization as a process. It's not a one-time and you're done. I just ascended, everyone. Woo! It is a process. And each time we raise the level, the state of our consciousness, every time we have one of those, the stage of our consciousness, every time we have one of those state experiences, those aha moments. So just this week, pick a practice that has helped you in the past and do it every day. Remind yourself, I'm going to practice this every day and see if you have less stress. See if you have less FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. See how your life shifts simply because you're putting it into practice, and see if you're finding yourself there. Confident in self, in my authentic self, giving my ego instructions to be confident in my authentic self, in spirit. That's the definition of faith, of knowing that I can move forward every day to have that joyful experience and be present when it's not joyful. And be the change that I want and the peace that I want to see in the world when it's not there. To show up and to make a positive difference in the world. Let's move to our affirmation, Ethan. I'm going to read this and invite you to soak it in. And then I'll invite you to affirm it with me. With active faith in my daily practice, knowing that what I'm doing is moving me forward, even if I don't see it yet. Knowing that if I do it, I am moving forward. With active faith in my daily practice, I experience appreciation, awe, and gratitude, confident in my unity with the Allness. Now, if Allness doesn't work for you, if you want to use God, if you want to use ultimate reality, if you want to use the universe, whatever it is for you, allow that word to come forward. Are you ready? Yes. Together? With active faith in my daily practice, I experience appreciation, awe, and gratitude. confident in my unity with the Allness. And so it is. Let's take a nice deep cleansing breath and take this idea into our time of meditation and affirmative prayer. With each breath, we begin to still and silence that chatter in our mind. Just allowing the thoughts to float by with ease and grace without giving them too much attention, releasing any stress or any strain that we are carrying, allowing our emotions to settle, allowing our body to settle, feeling grounded in this present moment. Breathing into this present moment, I affirm, I am one with Spirit. I am in unity with the Allness. I am at peace. I am authentic. Follow these words into the stillness of the silence. From this unity, I affirm, I am one with the allness of life, love, and wisdom. I am the powerful expression of Spirit. With active faith in my daily practice, I experience appreciation. Humble, I am in awe of life. And with a deep, deep sense of gratitude, I say thank you. We send this light and this love out into the world to each other, blessing one another. We hold the prayers in our prayer chest, in our hearts, knowing divine love is doing its perfect work in this very moment. We send this loving energy out into the world, blessing all of humanity, raising the consciousness of the whole as we raise our individual consciousness. And for this joy, this release, let us give thanks by singing the Alleluia.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
And with a nice deep cleansing breath, we return our attention to this time in this space and allow that loving energy to simply flow, to be who we've come here to be, to allow that expression to flow. For unity is here to help us discover that spiritual magnificence. And our evolutionary purpose statement is to inspire people to transform their lives and make a positive difference in the world. We're here because of your generosity, and each month we share our abundance with one of our, with the safety net organization. Can I have your microphone? With the safety net organization here in the Bay Area. We share a portion of our donations, and this month we are sharing our abundance with Jasper Ridge Farms. And here to tell us a little bit more about that is Kim.
Good morning, everyone. It is such a pleasure for me to be here, and for the generous donation to Jasper Ridge Farm. And for those of you who don't know what Jasper Ridge Farm is, we are located on Webb Ranch property, which is in Portola Valley. And prior to COVID, we had been previously operating in Woodside and had always wanted to expand our programs of animal helping those in need in our community, supporting people in need in our community. Webb Ranch generously offered to set aside some space on their incredible property, and we provide programs to people of all ages. We have first we have a barn, we built a barn, and we have animals. We have many horses, goats, sheep, chickens, and in combination with Webb Ranch, we rent their horses at a discount in order to provide horse and equine-related opportunities for people of all ages to come in and enjoy. And what we're serving is we have children with special needs, both emotional and physical. We also have veterans come onto the property. And also, too, we also take the animals off-site. So, for example, we also take animals off to Elmwood's Women's Prison. We also take animals off to Ronald McDonald's House. We also take animals to schools, especially for de-stressing type exercises during finals. We also have folks that maybe have memory care issues, and oftentimes, so we can take animals off-site, and they can also come onto the property. Is there anything else? I'm trying to think on this. I think what we had indicated is that we want to use your generous donation towards our Horse Buddies program. And Horse Buddies is the one that is dedicated for getting children with emotional and physical special needs onto the back of the horse just to experience life from a different perspective. And the impact that you can see directly, you have children maybe that weren't speaking, and they get on the horse, they smile, and they start talking, maybe to that horse, or maybe to one of their teachers. It's really, it is a privilege to be working and seeing what the impact for the organization is, and we can only do it with your help. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim. Hang on a second.
Okay.
We are,
ask me to sing.
I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask you any questions. No.
That's helpful for you all.
But we are very grateful for the work that Jasper Ridge Farms does for our community, and grateful to you. So we'd like to bless you and bless Jasper Ridge Farms. Together we say, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light in you.
I love it. And the same back to you from Jasper Ridge Farm and all the animals.
Thank you. There are so many ways in which you can support our spiritual community. We are here because of our generous donations. If you'd like to make a donation here in the sanctuary, there's a silver box in the front and in the back that says Love Offering. You can place your donation in there. But however you want to give with love. For it is the manner in which we give to the world that we receive from the world. And so when we give from that expression and experience of love, we are giving as source, we are giving as love, and we are all blessed. The affirmation that we say is on the screen, and I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, divine love from me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
Waking up in the light of a shining new day, giving thanks to the moon for guiding my way. There is no greater gift of the the soul lie in each breath that my body can hold. So great Spirit, hear my voice today. Oh, welcome magic, welcome sweet sun ray. Love is no secret, look all around you. Welcome to this day. Life is simple and clear when you make the right choices. It's true that you're here when you find your own voice. Oh, my brothers and sisters, believe you are just what you are meant to be. So great Spirit, hear my voice today. Welcome magic, welcome sweet sun ray. Love is no secret, look all around you, and welcome to this day. And welcome magic, welcome sweet sun ray. Love is no secret, look all around you. Welcome to this day. Yes, welcome to this day. Oh, welcome to this day.
Woo! Welcome to this band. Wow. Is there anywhere you'd rather be than right here, right now? Yeah, me neither. Are you feeling that goodness inside of you? Are you feeling the harmonizing energy of life? Then how about we stand up, warm up your hands. The blessing that we say, notice, folks, it's I love you. Hey, this is coming from you directly, okay? Turn to the center aisle. Make eye contact with somebody here. This is a real life experience, people. Remember when we couldn't have this? Together, I love you, I bless you, I appreciate you, and I behold the light in you. Yeah. Keep that going throughout the week. Speaking of keeping things going throughout the week, yes, you may sit, you may be seated. You'll stand up later, I'll tell you when. We have so much going on here at Unity Palo Alto, not the least of which is pick-up parties. They're still happening, people. You can sign up online for pick-up parties throughout the summer. There's some even later in the year. Don't forget to do that. I remember we had a guest speaker last year. It might have been Karen Drucker, I don't remember. But she said, you know, you have to build joy into your life, right? And I remember she said to have a treat. Give yourself a treat every month, right? Hey, what a better way to give yourself a treat than signing up for a pick-up party? It could be later in the summer. And then all of a sudden you'll come and go, oh yeah, hey, we get to go do that thing. So don't forget to sign up for pick-up parties. We have 2 coming up next weekend. Sorry, Ethan. You can go. Today, right after service, we will have our monthly second Sunday of the month. We always have our Silent Unity prayer service led by the amazing Casey Wicker. This week, it's going to be right after service still, but today it will be on Zoom only. So please join Casey right after service on Zoom to hold our prayers before they go to Silent Unity, where they will be held in prayer for another 30 days. Next, we have this guy. Remember in the talk, you need some instructions for your ego, right? Do you need to reconnect with that authentic self that you already are? Check out John's hybrid workshop this Wednesday. It's from noon to 1. Little lunchtime Zoom break, people, okay? Just saying. It's also here, probably in the Learning Center. So check that out this Wednesday with Reverend John from noon to 1. And finally, I already have this booked on my calendar, and I am so excited. It is Sinking into Spirit. This is a special event with Margot and the Revs coming. And it's going to be a combination. I mean, what better combination? It's going to be music and meditation interleaved together. So that is on Wednesday, June 26th from 7 to 8 p.m. here in person in the sanctuary. So we hope that you will join us for that. So for all of these opportunities, including, don't forget the pickup parties, are online. Check out all of these opportunities on our website and, of course, through all of our social media channels. There are so many ways to connect and share the good news that is Unity Palo Alto. If you are new to Unity, I want you to take a look at the pew in front of you. There's a little card that says Connect. We would like to welcome you to Unity by honoring you and honoring one of our community partners, like the one that was featured today. As you know, we give a portion of our prosperity every month to a safety net organization in our community through our Sharing Abundance program. And if you click on the QR code that's on that little Connect screen, Connect card, or you can take it to the bookstore after the service, we will donate. We will make a donation to one of our Sharing Abundance partners on your behalf. So just a little way to welcome our new folks that are here. Do we have prayer chaplains who can stand? There's Sarah Ann today. Maybe it's just Sarah Ann. Okay. She can handle it. Okay. Our prayer chaplains are here to hold sacred space with you, to lovingly pray with you if you have a challenge that you want to share, if you have a celebration that you want to share. You can find Sarah Ann right here in the sanctuary after the service. And thank you, Sarah Ann, for serving our community in this way. And now it's time for the Peace Song.
Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Oh, joy, 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 and joy, joy, joy. Oh, joy, 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 oh, joy, peace, love. I start my day with love. Yes, I start my day with love. That's what I'll get more of when I start my day with love. Start my days with love, with love, with love. Well, I Am Not Alone was before the talk. Tomorrow was from Annie. That was, isn't that neat? Oh, thank you, sweetie. That was I Am Not Alone. And then after that was Welcome to the Stage.